What a devastating offseason for Indiana. First, the Pacers lose Lance Stephenson to Charlotte. Stephenson was a defensive anchor who played heavy minutes for Indiana and who Frank Vogel trusted as his primary playmaker in the postseason. Then came the horrific injury to Paul George that would likely cost the All-Star forward the entire season. The Pacers brought in a pair of veterans in Rodney Stuckey and C.J. Miles to replace George and Stephenson, but there's no question there will be considerable drop-off. Indiana's defense will still be stout. The Pacers' front line of Roy Hibbert and David West returns intact, and that line made the Pacers the best defensive team in the paint last season. But offensively, where do they get the production? Indiana will likely have to lean heavily on West, one of the few players in the Pacers lineup who does not need help to create his own shot. West is an overwhelming low-post player who is dangerous from the elbow, one of the few places on the floor it is almost impossible to double team. Indiana will also have to hope that Roy Hibbert plays like the confident all-star he was in the first half of last season and not the shaky player we saw in the second half. And George Hill, who has always been more adept as a spot-up shooter, will have to improve in the pick and roll and find more ways to create his own shot. Obviously, the Pacers are no longer a title contender. Whether they are a playoff contender depends on if they can find enough offense to cobble together some wins.